No. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh. Let me take you back to the place where we grew. It was more than just a track in the schoolyard vibes where legends were made. Boys turned to men in the games that we played. Under the sun, life's lessons came raw. Every challenge faced made us stronger for sure. Running through the dirt with our dreams in a race. Competing for respect, every heart was in place. Those playground rules, they became our creed. From basketball courts to the fields of speed. We hustled and flowed with every passing day. Learning how to stand up when life's in the way. In the schoolyard, that's where it began. Brotherhood forged, hand in hand. Through sweat and pain, through laughter and tears, we connected for life. Through our hopes and fears. Remember those battles we fought tooth and nail, pushing through the struggle. We were destined.
Welcome to the episode of the Schoolyard. Yours truly, Chris Pender Sr.
Vincent, Everyday Saturday, Scott.
Tommy Maurice.
Oops.
He get a little more, robust with that thing every week.
Yeah,
I love it, Ty.
Get
I
it
love
in.
it,
Gotta
Ty.
get it
I
in.
love
Got
it.
it
all right.
Get it in.
It's Kevin Puckett.
Kevin, what I'm gonna do after that, right?
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? That's like
This
coming
is-
up behind Jay-Z. Like, what you want me to do?
It's like the guy that introduced after Julius Erving. Like, come on, man, really?
Right.
Yeah, man. But we missed last week, man. So I went down. My son is a comic, so I went down to see him do his thing last week. I was
How do you
disappointed.
make
No dad jokes. He
Yeah.
done dad
He didn't
jokes.
do no dad.
He had some dad jokes.
I hear his dad jokes are funny. I just didn't hear. I didn't. He didn't give me that night, man. So
Yeah. He gave
I'm
you some
thinking
treat.
about tomorrow. He's on a claw
He gave you.
on South
Okay.
Broad Street tomorrow, 7:00. So I'm gonna sneak up on him tomorrow and see what he says.
Good.
I got a fixed skin. I can take it. So anyway, tonight, interesting thing tonight. We're gonna be talking about what are some of our favorite things, top 5 things about marriage. Top 5 things.
Okay.
So I think that's why I warned y'all ahead of time. So I think what y'all gonna say because I don't want nobody get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody miss something.
Well,
So again,
I mean, for me, it's companionship.
there you go.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, it's companionship. It's trust. It's security. It's. I did say companionship, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the big one. That's the big
Yeah,
one.
right. Security. You know what I mean? And you got communication.
Yeah. I'm I guess we probably all gonna have close to the same, but I'll add love in there. That love that you have that person that you love and you grow together, and every day you find out how much this person loves you more and more, and you love this person more.
Yeah.
Your wife must be listening.
Yeah. I'll
I don't know if she's listening or not, but
I'll add on.
she will tap in. She will tap in from time to time. She'll be like,
I'll add on.
I didn't rehearse that.
I'll add on even more to that because we all are getting older, caregiver. At times we need it. At times we need it. You know what I mean? When you think you Superman and you out on your back, you need somebody to bring you a cup of water, a cup of soup, or something like that. They there.
You said you turn to Clark Kent, you need some help, right?
Yeah.
I think friendship has to be in the top 5. I think
friendship in the top 5.
When I talk to people and they kind of struggle in their marriages, and Tom, I counsel people sometimes. They're not friends, man. It's almost like they're enemies. It's like, they don't. It's almost like they don't like each other. It's like,
I mean, that compatibility is, important, and it is possible for people to grow apart. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, most definitely.
But see, for me,
Absolutely.
I think that becomes a decision, and we'll get to that.
Hmm.
That's part seven. We get to the five. I think another one
Okay.
in my top five would be I think you gotta adore your wife if you're gonna have a long marriage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it can't be because when you first get married, yeah, everybody's in love, everybody got Google eyes, everything is great, man. And you start putting them years in. And Tommy and I talk about this all the time. Like you get to a point, like even years later, like who are you? What did I miss?
Yeah. Well,
So,
Yeah.
you always get thrown a curveball. Trust me.
so I think,
You definitely do. Definitely do. I agree. I agree with that.
and I
You
think
know.
communication is huge because Kev said it. People don't talk anymore, man. Like, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't
Oh,
talk. You
that's actually key. I
I'll be
mean,
out to dinner and I see everybody at the table got their phone out texting.
yeah,
Hmm.
Talking to each other.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
everybody put their phone away, and then it's so quiet you get a pin drop.
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they just
Right.
or
Oh,
they don't know what's going on with the
mhm. Exactly.
and that's kind of mind boggling to me. I
well,
think
and thing is you got that conversation before your meal. And if you eat some good food, you know how it is when you eating good food, you ain't talking. All you all you hear is smacking. So you done been through a whole dinner with no conversation. So
after you get the years in, yeah, but when you first,
yeah.
and I think trust is
Well,
huge, not
ain't
just
none
trust.
ain't none ain't none of us newbies.
Uh, I think trust is huge, not just in trusting somebody not to cheat on you, but trusting somebody enough when you say something, she's gonna run back and tell her girlfriend.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be the
Yeah.
top of the conversation, man. Or
yeah,
you have to trust her, trust each other enough that you can be vulnerable.
yeah.
And you can say, "Yo, I'm having an off day. I'm not at my best," kind of things, and it's like we'll come in the conversation 2 weeks later. Yeah, man, remember you act like a punk that day.
Yeah, but you know what?
And
It's
and you have to,
That's where.
and you have to trust that
That's
they're
where
going to
that.
be there for you. You know what I
yeah,
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. That's where that respect come
Yeah,
in.
Mhm.
it's good to have
That respect.
somebody got your back.
and my last one on the list is
Yeah.
gonna
You know.
surprise everybody, man.
Yeah.
They have to be
You
good.
gotta
They
have
have
that
to be good
respect.
financial stories.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not gonna be perfect, but you know what I mean. Yeah, everybody laugh, but but I didn't say she had to be like in New Jersey, but you want somebody that's not gonna be spending more than you make.
Right. Yeah. Definitely that. Definitely that.
Mm.
You want to try. That's it. That's
I'll just say this: it's my job to make sure that everything gonna be all right.
I mean, it's the running joke in my neighborhood is when the
Period.
Amazon and UPS guy and the FedEx guy ride by, if they're not dropping the package off, they wait. They
Yeah.
like, yo, what's up? Yeah. They'd be like, yo, you never get
yeah.
these packages, do you? Because I don't. I get like
Mhm.
one every 6 months. But I think
I wish I could say that.
I'm gonna send you something. I was like, yo, and then my daughter get packages here, so everybody gets packages here, and then even the mailman cracks up. Man, he says, yo, do you really live here? I don't get a lot of stuff here. So it's
I
kind of
don't get,
funny.
like I said, I'm like you. I don't get no packages.
Nah,
Yeah.
but
Wife and son, all the packages come in their name.
that's good. Somebody
Hmm.
got to be the good soldier, man. That means you don't want them down. So this is an interesting question I got to ask you right here. Um, this is not a top five thing, but it's kind of leading to it. Maybe not, but how far apart is the woman you married different from the type of woman you dated? It may not be
Well,
that far apart.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm laughing.
Wait,
it's
look,
Not
look,
too
look. Wait,
yeah.
wait, wait. Hold on one second.
much. Not too much. PG show. PG show.
You gotta answer that one.
Well,
Make sure it's
I'll say this.
complete
My
prophecy.
wife is, being in athletics and high school and college and dating athletic women pretty much my entire life. My wife was the first non-athletic woman that I dated,
I like
which
how you put that,
was
bro.
totally flip side of what I was used to. So it was new to me,
Oh
you
wow.
know. I'm used to yeah, date. Come on, let's go work out. Let's go work out. I had to be creative to capture her.
Don't go too far here, man. You
Yeah,
getting in that line.
I couldn't be like, come on, let's go work out. She looked at me like, nigga, please.
Well, that's funny. You about want to go, or are we moving
I
on?
mean, I think mine is like difference was uh more feisty than what I normally date. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she would come back at me. With no problem at all. With the word, with the words, the f bombs and all too. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
It's
yeah,
true. Whatever you fire, she fire back, huh?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what? Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I fired one shot, she fired two back.
yeah. Pack. Gotcha.
That's
So
funny.
yeah,
And
that's
that, and you
Oh,
said
and
oh.
that's your
Well,
yeah,
you
curveball.
know
yeah, yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Since retirement, I've been really non-confrontational. I've been like, all right. Are you listening to me? Yeah. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Done.
I mean, I don't want nothing to disturb my peace, man. You
And
know what I
that's how I
mean?
was going to say. We too old. We want all we want is peace. Like, look,
Yeah. Peace is
yeah.
very important.
yeah,
It's funny
hmm
because I was watching this comedian the other day, and he talked about that. He said, "Hey, people ask him what's the biggest difference, and now that he's in his 50s, late 50s, than he was in his 20s." He says, "I'm smart." I said, well, "What do you mean?" He says, "Because back in the day, I want to do a word for word." He said, "Now I learn just be quiet so I can have my peace."
Yep. Yep.
hmm
Oh, he said, "I don't care what
Yeah.
she say." He just like
right,
that.
right. Look,
Yeah,
you can.
I like the comedian that said he said, his wife told him, "Did you realize that I haven't talked to you in 2 days?" And he like, "I was trying to see if I can get two more."
Yeah. What about you, Tommy?
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with Kev in some ways that she's a little more feisty than the women I've dated in the past. I mean, she's never used the f bomb words at me,
Well, we know she can.
but she's used it against
It's in her
everybody else.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
In her vocabulary.
So as far as I can see, so I'm aware that like Chris just said, it could come out
Mhm.
because she does not shy. Like she said, she has a very good vocabulary,
Yeah.
but she loves to
Mhm.
Yeah.
curse. So that's just what she like to
Yeah.
do. So
You know,
and she was I think that made me think of her as being more real
yeah.
than some of the women I dated before when they was just trying to we were just trying to like each other.
Yeah.
She
I'll
wasn't
tell
all
you, my
about that.
wife is extremely good at we're out to dinner, something go wrong, we leaving there with gift certificates. But even we were at I forget what restaurant we was at, and our waitress was excellent. And she called over the manager, and we both spoke on how good her service was. We left there with $5, $10 little gift cards.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I
nice.
mean, so it ain't always negative. We get a
Okay, sometimes she work in the
we got a
positive.
free bread bowl salad the other night because they messed up on our order. Sent us a whole nother one.
I'm glad you
Mm.
clarified that because I thought you said a free Red Bull. I was like, what
That's
restaurant
what
Uh,
you
I
going
thought he
to?
said at first. Yeah, I'm like,
no,
okay.
they got
Where you
this
going and say when
place.
you Red Bull?
They got this place around here that they make bread bowl salads, and it's like a pizza crust with a
Oh, sounds
salad
good.
made into it. Oh man, that thing is it's delicious.
Mm.
I think for me, well, I'm married to total opposite in every category. Every category.
Yeah,
People go like, yo, how did y'all get? Yeah, so every
yeah,
category.
yeah. Me and
Every
my wife
category.
don't even listen to the same music.
Nah, I think we don't
She
say
can't
that
stand
music.
nothing I listen to.
Nah, she'll kind of be quiet, laid back. She said, I'll talk to a tree if I stand next to it long enough.
Yeah,
We used to go to the kids' game. It was funny because everybody in the gym, it'd be crowded making noise. They knew my voice. Yeah, everybody want to talk about Tom. When you speak, they find you out the crowd. Like, there it is.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
yeah.
wife be like, under most seasons, not saying the word, man. We just like total opposites, man. So that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't on purpose. And
I
part
mean,
of it was like,
my wife is outgoing and very intelligent, you know, and like I said, I love her for it.
Yeah.
She ain't good with money, but
My wife is quiet. She mama bear, boy. Don't mess with them kids.
right? Yo, definitely,
Nah, don't mess with them
man.
kids, man. He say, look, man.
Yeah,
It's funny because the running joke was, she says, because I've been working with kids forever. She said, the only kids I like are my kids. She just say it all the time. Like, that's pretty
yeah,
funny, man. So
yeah.
we talk about things that we like. What are some of the things you've grown to like that maybe at first was maybe a little challenging, but as time went on, man, you've grown to appreciate it?
Hmm.
Mm.
Well, I mean, growing up, I was always leg man, hip man, this, that, and the other. And my wife had a dress on the other night. We were going out, and I looked at her back and her shoulders, and I just was like, man, wifey. I'm like, I'm noticing this for the first time. We done been together all this time, and gotta wear that more often.
Well,
So I mean, the thing is just finding something about your wife that, I'm always attracted to my wife. I think my wife is gorgeous.
Yeah. You said grown to like from, I don't, I like I said, I liked her so much, or ever since I've known her. Um, but I guess just her overall respect for me.
Hmm.
I guess I think I've learned to appreciate that
Yeah,
more so than
absolutely.
grown to like it. It seemed that uh, I think Chris, you and I talked about it. She really likes me. She really likes me.
Yeah,
But sometimes, who are you? We don't. We've been knowing each other for 42 years, and where that come from?
yeah,
man,
So I've learned to accept that. I
yeah,
guess that okay. That's still she being who she is.
So
man,
with me, I grown to like the time that we spend together and that liking the same TV shows. So it's
yeah,
like at a certain time, or she'll be like, "All right, you getting on the phone with the game with your friend? Like, no, all right, you want to watch our TV show?" I'll be like, "All right, come on." So we'll sit there and we'll watch
Yeah,
TV, and one of them is a
yeah,
soap opera.
yeah.
yeah,
You know
I
what I
get,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
get,
it, it,
I get the
I,
same thing. Be like,
yeah, I just
you're
grown
Mr.
to like
Rogers
that.
right now.
we want to meet up about 9:30. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, man.
cool.
Our show come on. Our show come on tonight. All right, we
But
sit
you know
Yeah.
there,
what?
watching our show and critiquing it and oh man, what's come? Ain't nothing, man. You gonna do that?
Yeah, yeah,
I
Yo,
I ain't
and
never been in that, but I just enjoy it now.
don't try watching no episodes without it either, because it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it.
can't do it. Can't do
Yeah,
it.
Nope.
You gotta wait
Can't,
for
boy.
it.
She be hotter
yeah,
than July.
yeah.
You watched it
I
without
think,
me. We got to
I
start
think,
all over. Like I've got to sit there and watch it again now.
yeah. I think I appreciate, after, being with my wife so long, 39 years, and through our whole relationship, she's never had to, far as care for me, hospital, doctor's appointments, stuff like that. But since, the big C came along, she been on point. She been on point. I mean, she been on my hip pocket, making sure she's there for appointments and everything. But the flip side, I've always went to all of her appointments and my daughter's appointments, you know. But for the first time, and I'm kind of like still stuck in that caveman thing. I go by myself. I'm all right. No, you not. All right, come on, get in the car.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, I think my wife was the first one when I dated who challenged me, and I hated it at first.
Yeah,
At first, it was a pain in the neck, man. It's like, wait, come on, man, can't you just agree with something I say? Give me one thing, you know what I mean? Like,
you don't want no chick to just
yeah.
fall in line and agree with everything.
But
That's boring. That's
well,
boring. I
yeah, but
had that before. That's
the women
boring.
you date earlier, though, at least for me, they didn't agree with everything. But they weren't challenging me to be the best version of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like
That's
I
true.
think Kev talked about it a couple shows ago. You know, it's different when you have somebody and they see something in you and they push you to be it. You know,
Hmm.
not always comfortable. You know, versus somebody that kind of is along for the ride, man. I mean,
Right.
and yeah,
Mhm.
and to
Yeah.
me, I think that's one of the biggest difference. You know, the feistiness you had to get used to that, man. I was like, yo,
Well, I think
Yeah,
we,
yeah,
I
I
think
never heard
we,
my mom say anything back to my dad, man. So I was an idiot. I thought, man, look at this, man. Wait a minute, this ain't supposed to be like this.
you
This ain't the
thought you
book I
was going to
read.
have it the same way.
Yo, this ain't supposed to
yo,
happen.
yo,
Right.
things evolve.
Yeah, it was a culture shock. But I learned over years, especially when I talk to other couples, man, you know, to appreciate that. That she's always pushing me to be better. Another thing, like Vince said, is, you know, I thank God, man, I'm still attracted to my wife. I was with a bunch of guys, we were talking, man, and they were talking about how they don't have interest in sex anymore. And I'm like, man, who? Don't say we.
Yeah,
Yo, don't say
yeah,
we.
yeah,
We ain't in it
Right.
together.
yeah.
Don't say we.
Yeah, y'all
But it's
keep that
right.
conversation over
yeah, I mean,
there.
y'all. But it's because you
Right.
know what, man? I don't hear him say what you said. But I'm still attracted to my wife. Kev
Yeah,
talks about it all the time. Tom talks about it.
yeah.
I don't
I'm
think people
very
still,
attracted to my
yeah,
wife.
but people act like they trapped in something.
Yeah, that I don't understand that.
Yeah,
Somebody
man,
asked me,
man.
they said, man, you've been married to the same woman for 41 years. Don't you get bored? I said, no, because she ain't been the same woman for 41 years.
Well,
That's
Every,
true.
every
yes,
year, every
They
year,
out.
yeah. Look,
every year she changed.
she would
He
be,
changed up.
she
Yeah.
would be a robot if she was the
Right.
same. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
No, they're not the same. No.
yeah, it's
But
interesting, though, man.
I tell you funny things that happen. Like I know me and my wife had got into a heated discussion one day, and she was so mad she locked me out on the back porch. I was grilling, and I knocked on the door. It's like, "What you want on your chicken?" And we both just fell out laughing.
He's just trying to get back in. So here's my next question.
Like you want letting her get away
Yeah.
with it, huh?
Nah,
What
but you
do
know
you
what?
think?
It wasn't that serious.
I hear you. Yeah.
Two-part question. Two-part question. What is your definition of romance, and who do you think is the most romantic, you or your wife?
Oh, definitely my wife.
But right. Hmm. Yeah. And what was
Mm.
the first question?
What's your definition of romance?
Nah.
That's a broad definition.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
mean, you
is.
can just say
It
something that's
is.
romantic. Some
It
people
Yeah.
think
is.
romance is
You
holding
know,
hands.
I
Can't was
mean,
they're watching a movie together,
the
just chilling.
thing is when you've been together so long, chances are you have been in some kind of counseling. And with my cancer counseling, because of my condition, we spoke to the counselor. He's like, you gotta make some time to maybe go to the movies once a week and have a date night. And I'm like, we go to movies and dinner maybe 4 times a week. We ain't got room for a date night
Yeah.
unless we just dress up
Mm.
because
Yeah.
we got that stars package. We can see 4 movies a week. And we out at the movies all the time. Movie come out, we there.
I mean, we
And
together all
chances
the time,
are, yeah,
but we
yeah,
have a date night. It used to be
yeah,
because when I was doing a lot of stuff, so Thursday was it. Thursday wasn't like that. we couldn't we couldn't cancel unless both of us had to agree to it.
uh-huh,
But we together all the time anyway. So it's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. It don't matter, man. We together all
yeah,
the time. I think, see, in my case, I'm the more romantic. Man, my wife will
yeah.
tell you, I am. I'm the guy that kind of think of different things to do, man, to come up with different things creative. And my girl like, look, man,
Well,
I
my
love
hat off, my
it.
hat off to you,
I'm still
bro.
trying to decide. I would say that I'm more romantic, but she would probably say that she's more romantic. I'm the one that still buy
Yeah.
flowers. I'm still the one that that suggests that hey, let's just be us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got my flaws
Let's
for no
try
reason
not.
at all. I'll just bring home. Okay, so I would think I am.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
me, but every now and then she'll send me a card, and I'm like, oh, it's special. Her cards. My birthday was just Saturday, so
yeah,
her cards are very
Right.
special. You know, she reach out and do a real good job with cards and stuff like that. But It's close. It's
Ain't
Yeah.
close.
close. I went by landslide of my house. She'll tell you that, man. Kev was
Yeah.
about to
I
say
think
something.
Oh,
I think the romance to me is doing the things that both of y'all did to get each other and to get to this point. Like I was saying, the
yeah,
flowers, the going to the movies, the dinners,
Yeah.
yeah,
rubbing of the feet,
yeah, yeah,
just the same thing you did to make her or him fall in love with you and to get to this point. So that's romance to me, not
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
doing
that's
the
a
same
great
thing.
answer. But that's a great answer.
Yeah.
You know how many people don't do that anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
You know how many
Yeah.
guys I talk to as a sidebar, and I try to tell them stop wearing holy underwear and holy t-shirts to bed, man. Yo, clean yourself up. Yeah,
Right, right, right. Yeah, oh man.
yeah. You
Yeah.
go to bed like you walk around.
Right, right. Look, look.
yeah, yeah,
Hey, hey, you say before you get in the bedroom and shit, she all ready to do all kinds of stuff to you. As soon as you get her dressed, you see the hole. She be,
Yeah, you like, yo,
I got a headache.
buy some nice underwear, man. Buy some nice
Turn
lotion. Buy
off.
some nice cologne. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy.
Yeah. But you know what? My wife always said, like, my body is always really warm. So, I used to, before bed, that little spritz, psst, and
yeah,
she sleeps on my chest. So it
yeah,
was so bad that, I had to get an MRI because I thought I was having heart problems. She slept on my shoulder so much. So my doctor they gave an MRI and it was like, just tell her to switch sides. And it worked.
yeah,
It
yeah,
worked. He said he would take a Tylenol before bed or have her switch sides. I said,
yeah,
okay. She switched shoulders. It worked.
yeah. Nice, nice. Yeah,
Pretty cool, man.
yeah.
So, without going into a lot of detail, what do you think is like maybe some of the hardest obstacles you had to overcome? Like, for instance, I'm a talker. You know, y'all know how sensitive I am. You all know that. But well,
Mhm.
my wife was like total opposite, man. So it was like pulling teeth, man. It was like, but I had to get used to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I should say what? Because that's how we answered each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
We never saw anything wrong with that. My wife thought
Yeah.
that was offensive. And I'm thinking like, wait,
Yeah.
I see what do these dudes all the time? Like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
So those things I had to adjust to. I really had to adjust to.
Yeah. Well, I had
Well, I'm definitely more outgoing, more friendly. We walk the streets and everybody speak. How come everybody know
But
you? What's going on here? And nobody speaking to me, and you speaking to everybody, and everybody
man,
speaking to you. I speak to people.
yeah.
I walk the street. I don't have a problem talking to people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Me saying hi. She like, why you saying hi? Do you know that person? No, I don't know. But I saw him. We walked each other. We caught each other. I said hi. So for me, that's I guess an optical, because she want to walk the street and don't talk to nobody. She wants to just
Yeah.
let's just walk the
Well,
street.
well, I got a funny story.
Whereas I'm
I'm gonna let
yeah.
everybody go. I'm gonna tell you my funny story about that. Who's next?
Okay. Now I had to make a real adjustment when my wife she was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And
wow,
I had to do like any good husband should. I had to research the conditions. And one of the big points is like if you driving somewhere, they want to be driving. So when we go places, I just get in the passenger seat.
wow.
Yeah.
Whether it's my car, her car, I just get in the passenger seat. Now, if we taking a long trip, I just got to be really careful because I mean sometimes I can drive like a wild child, and I don't even want to go through it. But for the most part, I'll let her drive till she tired of driving, and then she gets in the passenger seat and focus on her phone because she don't want to see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh wow.
But I was surprised to find that that is an actual side effect of the disease of the condition, and I was like dumbfounded, because
Mm.
I used to always argue about it. Hey, you don't want nobody to drive, and even if she out with her friends, she feel the same way.
Man, if you ever see my wife
Yeah.
Wow.
driving, that mean I'm sick. She in the
Yeah. Well, I told her, I said, you know how my driving makes you feel scared and this, that, and the other. I said, your driving has the same effect on me. Cause you be like, man, just pass. Just pass them. Just pass them. Oh no, she just gonna cruise. I'm like, yo, you know the speed limit 65. Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be a tough ride
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it now.
Yeah, it's there to get used
Yeah.
to it,
Well,
and you have a reason to get used
Well,
to it.
this what I found
This,
out like this weekend. We went to pick something up and it was maybe like an hour away. And it was like, okay, well, we'll take both cars. That way we can pick everything up and that'll be that. She was terrified because she used to me being, I'm the in-car coordinator for the GPS. You know what I mean? I'm the GPS
okay,
assistant.
okay,
All right, we're turning here. Even though it's telling
yeah,
her that, she's so used to me being in the car with her. Okay,
that's
we're getting
cool.
off here. All right, 2 blocks, make the right on this street. Slow down now, slow down because you're making a right. And that's her comfort zone. And I understand that. So we end up making 2 trips.
who's next?
Go ahead, Kev.
what was the question again?
You can answer any
Yeah,
question you
No,
want to ask.
as far as like what I had to get used to,
Yeah.
yeah,
um, I, basically, I mean, I just had to get used to her toughness. Again, like I said before, everybody else is more feminine. She's a little. I mean, she's 100% woman, but
yeah,
she was.
Yeah,
She grew up in
yeah.
North Philly, so
Look,
yeah,
she
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
yeah,
ones
yeah.
to be like in the middle of something. Yeah, my husband will kick your butt.
right. No,
What?
See you kick your butt.
yeah,
Yeah, my wife North Philly girl
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
mine
So
is too.
you know,
is she?
Yes, sir.
um,
21st and Glenwood.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I had to get had to get used to that.
Mm.
Tom?
Well, yeah. No, for me it was just like her overall, like Kev said, her overall uh, independence or overall, just and I liked it because she allowed me with my independence and her independence. Well, just getting over, she was tough. She was willing to fight for her own self.
Yeah,
That like I got that. I'm like, hold it. You don't need me to let me get that. No,
yeah,
no, I got that.
yeah,
So she was definitely more ready to fight faster than me.
yeah.
So and I had to be there to back her
Well,
up. Quite frankly.
one of the things that I definitely see being with my wife, the amount of time that I have been, you may not realize it, but you rely on each other so much for certain things that they don't really stand out. But if you sit back and look on the stuff that you rely on each other for, you're like, wow, I wasn't used to doing that.
hmm Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, for me, because my wife's from Germantown, man. So, but she got this little Tom knows. She got the little tough streak, man. Don't get it twisted. But it's a funny story. So, we're dating, and everyone I knew somebody. Everyone I knew somebody, man. Somebody was like, hey, Steve team, there's all kind of stuff, man. Everywhere we went. So we were in Disney. We were in Florida in Disney, man. And these two dudes start calling my name. She said, yo, were you a drug dealer? I didn't even know all these people.
Say we in Florida, they calling your
Yeah.
name.
And it
Yeah,
was Tim and somebody else from the basketball league. I mean, from the financial league time. We all play. No, when you play basketball, Kev, you see
Yeah,
people,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it's almost like it becomes like this small family. It's like a
yeah,
community,
And we played all over, so
yeah, and then you play in separate leagues, you just run into people, man, and so that was pretty funny for me. And she was like, "Yo, I got to think about this, man." And
yeah,
then what made it worse was, yeah, on my honeymoon, I knew somebody. She was like, "Wait a
well,
minute," he was like, "Yo."
Yeah, we same thing. We was in Jamaica and on our honeymoon, and I knew somebody, and she was like, "Oh
I
my
was
god,
like, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
how can this happen?"
But I
I said,
mean,
"Well,
just from competing in college sports, and
yeah."
you'll be at like a
Well, that
track
was
meet,
another
and you
one.
meet people, and this, that, and the other, and you got friends all over the country, really.
What
Yeah,
more to it? We grew up in a time, man, where folks we spoke to each other,
Everybody,
regardless.
Yeah,
right,
Yeah,
right,
especially if you knew
yeah,
some, you might not have known the name, but you know
right.
yeah,
this is basketball, or you know the name from basketball. Is that and you spoke. It was a common thing, man. You'd be downtown, no matter where you were, people spoke. It's
Hmm.
different.
yeah,
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 But back in the day, man, yo, what's up, dude? What's up, fam? You
Right.
spoke. So, yeah, that
yeah.
was interesting. That
yeah,
was probably one of the most interesting things, man. And she still talking about that. I just thought it was pretty funny.
It's like, well, you're a drug dealer.
You know
I got,
everybody.
I got to rethink this here.
I
Yeah.
gotta say, you know too many people.
So
Nah,
we got to talk about this. Yeah,
but that's when you come back with, nah, we just associates. We're not friends. I don't know them all.
yeah. I don't even really know their names. I
Yeah,
just remember their
we
faces.
play ball against each other. So.
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
say,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
All the
yeah.
leagues I played in, come on, man.
Hmm.
yeah,
I'm saying to
Yeah.
myself,
And
look,
not
dang,
in and not in just one sport.
yeah.
We played in
Yeah,
league
right,
in
right.
three different sports.
Well, it
yeah,
was
Yeah,
funny because like I would run into I don't know if you remember Kev, Tommy, Vinci. Remember Lesson we used to play against the Y, the grown we used to go out there and clock them. I still see him. So I
hmm,
would run into him periodically. And they was like, well, how you know him? I was like, yo, we used to play on the Y. Like, so it's pretty funny you see these guys, all the places we play. Or
Wow.
somebody,
yeah,
like I run in, it's been a long time, but like 220 man on guys, Moon from well, you see those guys, speed demon.
yeah,
They only know it's because of the basketball name. Yeah, why they call him
yeah.
a demon? No, they ain't calling me a demon. That was
Speed demon.
oh,
yeah,
that's what
He's
they
built
call
for
him.
speed.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it's funny because then,
Yo, that name fit our club though.
but
Our
it's that.
team.
It's
Yeah,
funny because
it did.
even Sunday,
It
right?
did.
I spoke at Alfonso's church, yeah. You know Alfonso, we talked Darcy and Alfonso.
yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we stand there. So we about to leave. This lady said, man, she says, you look the same, but you different. And I'm saying to myself, well, who are you? I didn't say it loud. She told my wife, she said, he ain't always acting like that. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but big, we gotta go. We gotta go. So I thought that was pretty funny, man.
Yeah.
So
You're like,
I
I
think
know you from somewhere.
okay, not me. I don't even press the know him. I don't remember. That's my favorite
Yep.
line.
Gotta
I
go.
don't know. They
Bye.
got me confused. Somebody else.
Mm,
Remember, I used to hang out with a bunch of people. That's my next line. They thought we all was the same.
right. Uh-huh.
So let me ask you a question. How like one of my favorite things about being married, man, is raising children together. I thought that was the most amazing thing. And realizing that only me and my
Oh
wife can
yeah.
make that kid.
Yeah.
Mm.
No other combination, man. I mean,
Yeah.
what was that experience like for you, man, when you became a dad?
Man, that's like everything changed. Got serious then. That little face look up at you like it's on you, pops. It changed. It definitely changed.
Yeah, definitely. It Really that, being my first, and it made me reevaluate my life.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
Because like I said, now I got another life that I got to look after.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah. I guess I was always felt like I was a responsible
Yeah.
person, but now I'm responsible for this
yeah,
Yeah.
person.
That's a
You know,
that's a very that's a very maturing moment.
yeah, it is.
mhm,
I was fortunate to have twins
Hmm.
on my first known go round, but and I can remember they was premature, and I can remember just holding them in my hands. They were both small enough to be in my hand, and I just saying, "I got you.
Yeah.
I got you." And I meant that.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
36, 37 years later, I still
I
say,
got
"I
it.
got you."
I mean, I changed what I did. I changed places that I went. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, my daughter was with me. You know, my daughter could tell. I would ask my daughter, I said, "What you want to do today?" "I want to go to the beach, Dad." We would go all the way to Atlantic City just to go on the beach for about maybe 20 minutes and come back home.
Hmm. Hmm.
She used to love to just ride with me. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah,
like, Dad, I want to go over Aunt Nancy house. Okay, let's go.
yeah.
I let her call it.
Okay.
What you want to do today? Because I was on second shifts for a while, so I was home picking her up, from daycare and whatnot, and we spent a lot of time together. Like I said, I went to
Right.
all her doctor's appointments, the braces. I went through all of that.
I mean, for me, marriage has probably been the biggest adventure I've ever had. If I look at the totality of it all,
Yeah,
the great moments, the not so great moments,
yeah,
the moments you're at your best, the moments you're at your not so
yeah,
best,
yeah,
Hmm.
it's
yeah,
definitely been a ride, man. And I say that
yeah.
because why do you think so many people complain about marriage? Even people that are not married got a bad knock about marriage.
I, I I think
Well,
that how people sometimes, man, is like you said, some people do grow apart. But I think a lot of times, man, people they don't when they go into marriage, man, they don't look at the whole 9 yards.
yeah,
You look at the celebration and all the people there and the flight looking good, and then you're looking at the traveling, the honeymoon. But once all
yeah.
that over, you got to get down to the nitty gritty where y'all
Well,
really got to really get to
it's
learn each other,
it's
and you know,
it's work, and everybody
yeah,
ain't built for it.
they ain't
And
built for it. That's what I'm
a
saying.
lot
Yeah,
of people find out they not built for it after all the pomp and
for the long haul,
circumstances
right?
is gone.
Yeah.
When you got to dig down, what I mean, especially if you with somebody and y'all had a little struggle going on, that's when you find out what you made of. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Well,
In
it's
a
very
marriage.
educational. It's very educational.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was well put by both of
Yeah.
y'all, Kev. That a lot of people think is the hoopla and
Hmm.
everything great and everything like that. But like Vince said, it's
It's
work.
Yeah.
work.
You know,
A lot.
we've all
Yeah.
been, and whether you've been married for 6 months, 6 days, or 60 years,
Yeah.
I believe it's been work. I
And
had an aunt and uncle that was married for 70
yeah.
years. And I used to see them, and they used to say all the time, how did I stay with you for 70
Yeah.
years? But they did it.
Hmm.
They made
Well,
it
you know
work.
Right.
what it
You
is?
know,
It's still work, but just like your job, when you used to doing it every day, the work becomes easier and easier. Yeah, I
You
mean,
just don't
yes,
get
so
paid
yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Your work in your marriage, you used to it.
different paycheck,
But I
Kev, different
You
also
know it's
paycheck.
think
yeah,
I
yeah,
also
different
think
gratification points.
but I also think I
Yes,
think the challenges in your marriage make you appreciate each other more.
Yeah,
Mm.
It
That
does.
yeah.
Um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
I think Kev talked about it earlier. Because you're working together.
yeah,
You don't always agree on everything, but you're working together. It's like you
yeah.
got this business partner, man, who you
yeah.
making it work. And I think to me that's one of the keys. I think part of marriage I find that people struggle with is our definition of marriage and our definition of love. For instance, I'll sit down with a couple. The first thing I'll say is write your definition of love on a piece of paper. Probably 90% of the time they write two totally different definitions.
Mm.
And some people
90%.
think love is commitment. Some people think
Yeah.
love is because we got no fault divorce. Seriously, you'd be surprised at so many different definitions of love, man. I think
Yeah.
it kind of takes away from marriage if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know, what that means. Because you say I love you, but
Well, I
nobody
mean,
has stopped to ask.
the thing is, everybody's blueprint not the same.
Yeah,
You
but
know
if
what I
you got
mean?
two totally different definitions of love, what do you do when you got to fight for it? If you got somebody who think love is
Look,
just I'm done, it's hard.
you either going to work or you going to walk away from it.
But that's why
That's
so many people
that's
walk
a
away, Vince.
that's a sinking ship right there.
Yeah.
That's why so many people walk away because they
I
get love
mean,
and light confused and lust. They get
yeah.
those three L's confused.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's
like
the difference. They
me and
don't
my
they got
wife,
the lust and love confused.
yeah, me and my wife, we got a lot of opposites. Just like positive and negative, like yin yang, don't even come close to matching. But, you know, we come together on a lot of stuff. Like I know my wife got a beautiful heart. She got a giving heart. We done helped a lot of people, just off the power of friendship and stuff like that. She got people that come and talk to her, just because who she is. Like I say, she very intelligent. She missed her calling because she's done people houses over and stuff like that. And she told me as far as like home design, I don't want to say just sit there and let me do my thing, but pretty much.
But that's every house. That's every house,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
my wife,
Yeah.
she be trying to design a man cave. But I mean,
Yeah.
but you know what? I think that's the one
Well,
thing we
mine
all have in
mine
common
did
is,
mine did design the man cave.
but I think we got that one thing in common. We got the women who we can disagree on a lot of things, but they always have our back.
Yeah,
Always.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Always, and
Mhm.
I
Absolutely.
think that's so important because you don't hear
Absolutely.
that. You don't hear what's they in public fighting each other, arguing over stuff instead of
I'll tell you, like the difference between me and my wife. Let's say the four of us go out and we go grab something, get something to eat, laugh and talk, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. And we part ways. My wife get together with her friends, they get together, they blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. Oh, let me make sure I bring my husband something to eat.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I
yeah.
try to remember. I might have to go back in the store. Be like, look, can I get one of those?
Gotta put it in the phone,
But
bro, because I'll
my
forget
my
too.
mind, my mindset is not the same.
Gotta put it in the phone.
I mean, even her friends know. They be like, "You better get Mr. Vent something." Okay.
So what do you think? What is one of the biggest lessons you learned about life being married?
Hmm.
It's not fair.
Yeah. It ain't. It
Why you
ain't.
say that,
But
Gil? This is not fair. He said that quick too.
it ain't fair.
It ain't fair. I mean, to me, it's just because when I say it ain't fair is that you know our wives get away with a lot more than what we get away with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
You,
do.
you sound like my
They do.
sons. They tell my wife
They do.
she get away with too
Yeah,
They
much.
you know what
do.
I'm
That's
saying?
why they ain't
They
Yeah,
do.
married.
that's why.
You can't get married, but you get away with
Yeah,
too
They
that's
you
why I
know
do.
where
say
that
it
came
it
from,
ain't
right?
fair.
You know where that came from, right?
What us spoiling them?
From the schoolyard. I
Uh,
look at because we were so big, we always looked out. We grew up looking out for each other.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We grew up always making sure if one ate, everybody ate.
Yeah.
And that's what we
Yeah.
carried into our relationships. We carry that same character trait into our relationships, man. That
Yeah.
you and the family, you and the family. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we all did the same thing. Man, my wife's boy right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talk about a 50-50 love, that's you just ain't gonna
A
find that.
50
You
50,
gotta be
a
but you
50
gotta be able to
50.
accept
What?
there's no such thing
Oh
as
yeah.
50.
Right.
ain't no
There's
such
no
thing
there's
as
no
50.
such thing as 50-50, but
There's
it's
one
this
time
song out
somebody's giving you. One
that I
time
was trying
somebody's
to.
giving one to the other all the time. You
Yeah.
know that.
It's no.
It fluctuates, but at one time somebody's giving me.
Yes,
Always.
I
And it's a
agree.
song out. And I
What
let
is
my
that?
wife hear it a couple days for the first time, and I said, I think about when this song come on, I think about you. And what the song says is, she says that we may not be able to go 50-50, but if you got 20 to my 80, we'll make it to 100. Or if you got 60, I got the 40. We stick with each other, we're going to make it to 100.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's,
Yeah,
I like
there's
Yeah.
times
I agree with that
there's
100%.
times when I was out building my business on things where she carried a lot of load.
right.
And there was times when, when she was working on Saturdays and I was taking my daughter to ballet. Remember, Kev, I started playing basketball with you. She's
Yeah,
a day.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, you just kind of juggle, and I think that's a successful marriage is saying, okay, everybody got to step up one at a time. Vince talked about it, when he was sick. She didn't sit back and say, well, Vince, I'm doing this. You got to do that. It's like, okay, I'm going
Right.
to step up. And I
Yeah.
think that's a key ingredient to a healthy marriage. People not keeping score.
Yeah.
Right. It's no, like I said,
Yeah.
anybody going there talking about 50-50, ain't no 50 such thing. There's
Nah,
no
ain't no
such
50
thing as
Even for a
50.
50-50.
rude
Yeah,
awakening.
it ain't
You
no
know what I
50.
mean?
Don't
Because like you said,
don't even
say it
think
again, it's
about
not
it.
It's
fair.
not
It's
fair.
No.
not gonna be 50-50. It's not gonna be
You're
50-50,
right.
Here's the million
but you
dollar
gotta
question as we close.
pull your
If
shit.
you had to give one piece of marriage advice, one piece, what would it be?
Whatever brought you together, let it keep you together.
Oh, look at Vince being profound.
Hey, because when people start changing, that's when stuff goes south.
I'll say
Well,
make sure that it's somebody you know, no matter what, is going to have your back.
See, I would have gave my other advice was one of my friends' brother. He asked me, how did I stay married so long? I said, well, first of all, I don't care how pretty, how sweet, how tall, how your wife is. All of them crazy.
Well, I say that all the time, man. I say that all the time.
It's just degrees of
There you
craziness.
go. There you go.
Right,
I
right.
say that
There's
all the time.
levels to that.
You want to keep it about a 5. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You don't
yes.
want to get a 10. You get a 10, that'll get you killed.
And Ted is the one who cut up clothes and scratch your car. You want to stay away from them.
Bleach all over
Yes.
and everything.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
And
want a
they come back
10.
tomorrow and say, well, I love you.
You get about a 5, you know what I mean? You get cussed out, you know what I mean?
Uh,
You good. You get about a
My
10.
thing is you got to be willing to be supportive of one another.
Yeah.
I want somebody that I feel like, whether they turn right, left, or down the middle, I'm gonna support them the best I can. And I feel as though whether I turn right, left, up, down,
Yeah.
whatever, this person is going to support me as well. I think that would be my advice, is to try to make sure that this person supports you and that you support them in whatever way, however you grow or don't grow or whatever happens.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
There you
You
are.
know, my
Chris,
wife can
I didn't hear
my
yours,
wife
Chris.
can read me like a book. So,
I mean, for
I'm
me,
I'm done.
I think it's two things. One, when I got the revelation that she's going to be who God created her to be, no matter what I do. When I came to realize this is who she is, no matter how you want to shape and mold. And I think the second thing I would tell them is, I think both people need to be their authentic selves. I think people get in trouble when you fake it and phony.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I think because it leads down to breakdown in communication, leads to mistrust, and I think you both got to be authentic self, man, with respect.
Yeah.
But I think you got to have it. I think you
Yeah.
guys said in different ways tonight what you do, because there's always going to be challenges because you grow.
Right.
Well, I think we all know when you first meet somebody, you meet their representative.
Oh, most definitely. Most
till they
No, I
get
definitely.
take that back. We all
till they
don't know.
get
'Cause I hear
till
people
they
all the
get
time.
comfortable.
He changed and she changed. Because there's some people think people ain't gonna change.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they ain't picked that life lesson up throughout life. But
Yeah.
you always know, okay, I'll give it a couple weeks. Let's see what
But
happens.
people got to realize if you don't change or revolve,
Yeah.
you're not going to grow.
Say it
Yeah.
again, bro.
No.
I say that all the time.
Yep.
Anything does not grow, eventually becomes stagnant and dies.
Yeah,
Yep.
I say
right.
that
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta evolve. Gotta evolve.
I say
Yep.
that all the time, man. But I think overall, I think people get a bad view of marriage because they're selfish. They
Mhm.
Yeah.
do. I think because they want to
Yeah.
do what they want to do. They wanted to be on their terms. Like I've sat down with couples and it was all about her. It was all about him. It was no meeting in the middle, no sacrifice. And I'm thinking to myself like, man, this. I would never say it to them, but this ain't gonna last long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you saying, well, like for instance, you sit down with her and she thinks every time she get paid is my money. She bought. No, y'all got bills to pay. Y'all got
Yeah,
stuff.
bills to pay,
He
right?
trying to save for a house. He trying to save for a car, and I'm earning.
Yeah.
I'm burning. Well, he still think he's single.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
just so you hear, and they don't want to change. I'm talking people been married for years. They just don't want to change.
Yeah.
And after a while, there's enough obstacles in marriage without having the same ones over and over and over again.
Right.
Yeah,
And if
and
you keep occurring the same one, then something's not right.
Right.
because
Right.
some people think when you negotiate that you compromise. And I think any successful relationship, there's going to be some negotiating, whether it's business, wherever, it's going to be something.
Yeah.
And I think
Well, I mean, you could basically say those the same thing because if
yeah,
you're going to negotiate at some point in time, you're going to come to a compromise.
and I'm going to tell you this. There's not enough conversations like this because I've been in rooms I had to correct people because somebody asked about marriage and guys got 15 negatives to it. Nothing. Tom, you've been in the group, man. You say something. I'm like, how you married and everything that bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But there's
Yeah.
and I think people listen to that and they believe it. Plus, you know, some people man don't like commitment now. I'm learning that. There's some people just and that's just commitment.
Yeah.
So it's interesting,
It
man. This
is.
is a
It
great
is.
conversation.
It takes it takes commitment. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? It
work.
takes it's
Ooh,
work. Like I say, it's a lot of work. You know what
but
I
wait a
mean?
sec. But
We just make it look easy.
right, but look at this side of it though. How many people that's afraid to get married, but they'll be in a relationship for 15, 20 years,
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's crazy to
will
me?
not get married.
Well,
Yeah.
answer this
Yeah.
question to me.
That's
How can somebody
selfish.
live together
Mm.
for 5 years, get married, and don't last a year? I have not figured it out yet.
Because
How does that happen?
a lot of people feel like once they get married, all right, pretty much not to put it like this, but now I own you. You know what I mean? Now you have to do this. Now you have to do that. I have a friend, he passed a while back. He got engaged. His girlfriend worked at the post office. And he came home from work one day and he was like, once they got engaged, he's like, yo, why ain't you at work? She was like, oh, we engaged. We get married and you're going to take care of me.
That's,
Really?
I'm
Some
talking
people
to single people.
ideal, some people ideal is totally out there. I mean,
That's why you got it. I got 10 questions that you have to ask. I learned that, man. People get married now. Once somebody say I love you, they don't ask any more questions. They
Mm,
don't.
yeah,
And then you get into it and find out, man, she want 12 kids, you want one.
yeah.
Yeah.
She will name
Well,
her kid Africa, Zimbabwe, New Zealand. You
Right.
will name Kevin.
yeah,
Right.
I'm telling you, I sit down with the stuff I hear from people like, yo, I want a basketball team. Well, you ain't having no kids. You can say you want a basketball team.
mm,
You
right,
working at
yeah.
Walmart talking about you want a basketball team. She looked at you like,
Hmm.
yo, we barely making it. Is those questions, especially in our community, we don't teach
Yeah.
our kids, and I made sure I told my kids ask those questions.
Well, some people have kids with, like, just all willy nilly all over the place, not
Yeah,
worrying about how they gonna support them.
because they don't ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Most people that have this, most people, I say this as we close. Marriage is like, I got 10 suitcases, my wife got 10 suitcases. We meet, I got a Volkswagen. All 20 suitcases not fitting in there. So we start throwing stuff out. We don't even know what's in the suitcases we keep. And then as we get
Right.
married, we packing them. Now I found out that, hey, maybe she got a drug problem she didn't tell me about.
yeah,
I don't maybe she got 10 ex-boyfriends somewhere. You find this stuff
yeah,
out because we don't, for some reason, we think it's a bad thing to ask questions.
yeah,
And I learned I learned, thank God I ended up who I ended up with, but I didn't know to ask those questions until after I got married.
yeah.
Because we were never taught
Well,
that.
I mean, not only is your marriage, a marriage is a learning experience because God forbid you're not with the same person and you get married again, you know exactly what you want and what you
And
don't want.
some things you don't want to learn.
Yeah.
There's some things I don't want to learn.
Yeah, I don't want to learn either.
But I hear
I
you.
don't want to learn.
That
But
was a tough one.
I do know one thing. If this one don't work, I will not be getting married again.
Oh yeah, I'm on that too.
Well, let me tell you something. I think Tommy, how many times have we said that, man?
Um,
Listen,
Too many.
I don't have another 40 years to invest in.
I don't,
No.
bruh,
Yeah.
bruh.
I don't.
Like I say, it's a lot of work, and I don't got
Man,
that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time.
nah. I got a friend of mine I went to high school with, right? He just did the same thing. He just moved to Panama City. Not Panama
Yeah,
City, United States, Panama. He was like,
Panama.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah,
Panama.
I'm out of here, man. I was like, he said, and his wife just
Yeah,
got divorced. I said, nah, man.
a lot of people are being expats. They moving.
yeah,
They out
yeah,
the country
yeah.
because I got a guy at work. His wife is Cambodian, and he said, "Man, I went down with her, and I would live like a king down there." And that's what he did when he
Where you going to get
retired.
a buggy?
Moved to Cambodia. But United States, greatest country in the world.
Sure is, even with Agent Orange.
Yeah.
Mike was in here with a tagline for you, so we might get hit, so you get off easy with that one. Yo, another great episode, man. The Yard, man. Love you guys, man.
Great job, guys.
This is a great
Love you
conversation.
guys.
Always, fellas,
Yo,
always.
we missed Mike commentary on this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He'll make up for it next week.
Yeah.
He will.
He definitely will. For another great episode, man.
Yes, sir. Peace, brothers. One love.
Peace.
Peace, brothers. Love you.